Hello and welcome back. I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. We're going to play some more Meek to Peak. And yes, I think it's reasonable to buy down War Exhaustion once to make this last little bit of Rebel problem possibly go away. And we're looking at... Sorry, I'm very distracted. My kid's out of class now and making a lot of noise. We have some inflation. I do want to buy the inflation down as well. I took care of that one, but we still have the Astrakani guys in Majar-Pahit. Majar-Pahit? Which is because we're not running to... We don't have access to the minus unrest edict anymore. They're upset because of war exhaustion and the nobles being pissed. Which we can't really do anything about. We could pass a law, actually. Wait. That's weird. Yeah, that's weird. So I can pass law. I can sacrifice government reform progress, even though... Okay. Neat. That doesn't seem like that should be a thing. Cool. Check out that fat war taxes click from Muscovy. We can invite a scholar. Shock damage received guy. Don't really care about that. We can intervene in the Ottomans' war. Ottomans are doing a thing. They are currently fighting against Denmark, Castile, Venice. This is intervening on behalf of the Ottomans. The Ottomans don't want to ally us. They're actually hostile right now. They do want our clay. Don't think I want to help him. I'd rather rent against him. And there's some really big people involved in the war, so... Aragon is the leader over Castile? Yeah. Aragon, do you have any money? We could rent out a 22 stack. Let's see. Just out of curiosity, is anyone willing to pay us outrageous amounts of money to get involved? Ottomans want to give us a little. Venice wants to give us 0.4x. Aragon would give us nada, because he's our rival. Austria is not in the war. Who else was it? Denmark, who is huge. Denmark would actually give 1.1x to assist against the Ottomans. And the Ottomans are hostile. So, I mean, he started it. It wasn't me. Kind of having difficulty with this cav ratio a little bit, though. That's no longer insufficient support, right? 4 and 17. If it was, it would show here as well. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think we ran against him. I am trying to suppress rebels right now, but like, he just deserves it, you know. You go siege down Crimea first. That's probably the safest location. We have about a year until we can go to war with the Mamluks. Arumba, did it work to increase the AI's cav ratio? It seems to be good. Yeah, we tested it yesterday and it didn't break the game. And it did make most countries that had high cav ratio play better. So that's cool. Let's get our admiral in charge that we got from the estates. This army is the one now suppressing. We might actually want to consider buying war exhaustion down just even a little bit more. Now that I've rented out a large portion of the army. I just like to not have to deal with rebels. Okay, global trade power plus 10%, as well as cav combat ability plus 7.5. We're about to get liberty desire in subjects minus 10, which is great. In fact, can we divert trade from more people? Shamar, sorry sir, but you don't get to collect trade income anymore. Neither do you, Aniza. Aniza, who is in the Basra node. Perfect. Roomba, what else? Where are we at? Kanik, thank you for your sub, man. Yeah, Denmark is huge because he actually did manage to integrate Sweden, which is weird and not common. Couple people who are still revolting. That brings down the 80% progress one, and the Astrakanis are at 70. It's all just because the nobles are mad. Eventually they'll stop being mad, but... Of tea and sugar. Tea and sugar are different now. Neat. I guess we spy on the Ottomans right now, and maybe consider just straight up rivaling them at some point soon. We have 14 ducats a month for forts, which feels quite high. Kind of tempted to consider taking fortress ideas possibly at some point. Can I show the great powers and ledger income? Sure. So we're currently in 6th place. Notice that we don't have an institution penalty while most countries do. This is why I think it was correct to dev Renaissance and then immediately then dev colonialism as well. Because now we have like this glorious 50-year period to just get caught up. And it's working great. Apparently, Aragon's actually in 1st place because they don't have an institution penalty. They're barely ahead of Ming, but Aragon's winning. As far as income goes, we're 1/3 of the target. Ming is rich, but we can do it. It's gonna grow like crazy. Please look at manufactories. AI just doesn't build. I can. It's probably because the AI will do logic is correct for like the base buildings that we've got, but it hasn't been properly tweaked for manufactories yet. We'll see. I haven't been working on AI like building logic lately. Someone else has been doing it. I can't remember who though. Ming kind of got a huge advantage in this save because he had development ideas like for like probably the last 50 years or more, while it was accidentally firing nearly 3 times as often as it was supposed to. So yeah, he's gained like 400 development from development ideas compared to us, who has only gained 78. Granted, he's got more provinces than we do, so he should get it more often, just not 400 or 500 development in less than 100 years. That's kind of a lot. Spy network is almost maxed out. Maybe we just give up on this legalism 1.5%. I don't think the Ottomans are even going to come try to fight our army. It's so terrifyingly strong. There's the truce with the Mamluks. We definitely want to go return Syrian cores, like, really soon. But when comparing the Ottomans to the Mamluks are the bigger threat. So if we have an opportunity to directly harm the Ottomans, it's more valuable, time-wise, to harm the Ottomans than to harm the Mamluks. Hopefully that makes sense, and why, like, I'm not just jumping on it. 2 people betray Biapas, including Akyunlu, which is kind of good, because then we can desync his alliances. Najd. Mamluks to defend. We could call in Khorasan against Baluchistan and Afghanistan, make him fight these 2, while I fight the Mamluks. In fact, if I just bump trust, we could call Khorasan in directly against the Mamluks. And then, while we are doing that war, he can't defend here. So the war against Biapas or Ajam or Najd or somebody else becomes a lot easier. The Ottomans might betray the defense of Hormuz soon. Got 50 reasons. Navigating exactly how I want to do this is hard to decide. I want more troops though, I know that for sure. So not including the stack that's rented out, we've got 7, 10, 0. Let's get some more artillery. I think we can afford some. I don't want to go nuts because we're still not super rich. Let's just get another one, a value artillery for this stack. And then, I don't know, just some more. Some more for now. Age of Foreign Persia, get better ideas? Possibly. We do have the tier 1 government building in most of our country now, so it's much, much less expensive to run the manpower edict. And we are kind of low on manpower, so I think I will just run that generally. Definitely better to do this than it is to run mercs if you don't have mercenary ideas. So I didn't write the number down just now, but it should be incredibly obvious how much stronger we are at recovering manpower once all these edicts are on. We went from like 600 manpower per month to 1200 nearly. At the price of double state maintenance. So that cost me like 5.5 ducats a month to generate twice as much manpower, but it takes time. It's a choice, right? Is the AI smart enough to build courthouses? They do build them. I want to continue to improve their logic because they don't quite... They'll build them, but they don't quite understand that they need to build them in every province in a state to activate the enhanced edicts. So there still needs to be some work done, but they do build them. $15K ducats for all the courthouses? Sure, but long term. Lots of flexibility. Courthouses are just generally good. Not only do they give the local state maintenance discount, which makes policies more appealing, but you've also got to consider all of the other side effects to the courthouse. And they are significant. They give increased missionary strength. They give monthly autonomy change 0.05. They don't cost a building slot. They cycle their slot, and they lower devastation. So if you have if you have land that's not protected by a fort and you can't afford to build a new fort, a single courthouse can usually offset the devastation. So like, we're working up prosperity almost everywhere right now. We have no devastation. Well, we have some here, but it comes back pretty quickly. Why not use military diplo to improve a province? Why not use military diplo? Production efficiency, 1/3 of price. We're very close to the point cap, by the way. Yeah, we'll take that guy. Production efficiency, is that admin? Oh, it is. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. 1/3 price admin advisor and a 1/2 price diplo advisor is great. Ottomans want military access? Haha, very funny. No? I guess we're just taking tech now. We're only 1.5% off with the legalism. Seems fine. And then Diplo, development cost-wise, we have province number 420 Ganja is relatively cheap to develop. It's got prosperity. You have increased project costs. It's got cotton. Yeah, I think we do some dev here. We still need to do military tech and finish off military ideas, so I can't really sink a lot of points in one province. But, oh, hey, look, our capital is one of the best places to develop. Weird. Also quite surprised that our capital hasn't been renamed yet. It's just called Tabriz. Weird. Meanwhile, we're sieging down the subject for the Ottomans. After this thing falls, we probably go push straight at his capital. We try to take down Bessarabia. The flat terrain over here is pretty appealing to me. We don't get bonuses in flat land. We're not like a horde, an actual proper horde, but Ottomans have a tech advantage, I assume. Tech 11 versus our tech 10. Let's have Astrakani rebels, Bavarian rebels. If I just do this, we can get rid of the Ostrakanis, though. F for timing. Oh, wow. 3 people. 3 people just jumped on the renaming of the capital. But it's in first come, first serve, so Drak just renamed it to Pen Island. You wanted to rename it to Capital and to Febreze. Pen Island it is. Also known as Pen is land. Get it? Do you get it? Chat? Do you get it? People get it, right? Our general just left. The general that's in charge of the Condottieri stack. This is a really, really weird thing. You know how you can't assign generals when they're not in your controlled territory or neutral territory? With Condottieri, you can. It's the only time I can think of where you're actually able to assign a general to an army that's in hostile terrain. It's a weird thing, but it's a thing. So neat. We getting paid yet? Getting paid 9 ducats a month for the Condottieri. We're at 90 ducats in income. Gross income's a bit low because we're higher. We have much better advisors now, and we're running the double state maintenance type thing. We could go fight the Ottomans and see how our army shakes out against his, but why? We just sit on that fort. We've already earned participation. We still need more manpower, always. I hear diplo points are good. Shushtar is relatively inexpensive to develop. Why do we have no prosperity in this state? We've got devastation in Yasujv. Oh, we do have devastation. I thought I'd gotten rid of all of that. Courthouse here would be handy. We already have one? We don't. See? Courthouses, right? Courthouses are good. They lower devastation. I shall lead. I could. Ooh, he does not like our army being here, does he? Well, now seems like a good time to cancel the contract. I mean, we do have an advantage. This guy gets the shock damage increase, but we don't. We have more morale, equal discipline. They have a slight advantage in tactics because of the discipline advantage. No, I think we just cancel the contract for now. Everyone stop fighting. Only JF shall lead. Yeah, and it's not time to be rolling JFs. Not yet. Okay, rebels are at 10%. One more month tick there. And then Urmia. Can I suppress Urmia? And still keep the Ostrakanis coming down? Not quite. Need the other stack to assist. Venice just gave up some land. That was the end of the war. Okay. 2 of our subjects still join us in actual offensive wars. But they don't have the capacity to have an army because we tax the ever-loving crap out of them. Like, I think they're all in debt. I bet every subject is either deeply... Yeah, 152 loans. No loans. No loans for the 2 that we don't bring in, but the ones that are scootaged are just, like... Yeah, wrecked. Gillen, I was actually considering making into a march. He did take war production ideas. But he's in our main node, and he's part of our culture group. That's a bad location for a march, I think. How did he get 150 loans? It's because his development's only like 3. So each loan is 1 ducat. And we taxed the crap out of him, so he had to. So that's what happened. Okay, well, we have 100 Spina work on Mamluks, which means we currently have 50% siege ability bonus versus them. We have a tech disadvantage for the moment, and we have one more idea to take. I'd like to wait for this last idea, because I think we might have more policies to run. We can get, like, shock damage received, cavalry cost reduction. We actually have a construction time, minus 50%. Gross. That's so much. Like, we can do... I'm gonna do a little bit more before we really go after the Mamluks. So, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll see you in the next episode. Otherwise, stick around on Twitch, and I'll see you again in a second. Thanks for watching. See you soon.